Hello everyone, I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 9th of September 2023. Now, I want to speak on a topic that is as grave as it gets, and I want the public to understand something and listen to me carefully. It's okay to disagree. I always keep it very open. I usually go out. If you notice, I like the comments even when you disagree with me. I like it to show you that I acknowledge it, I've read it, or I've seen it. You understand me? Out of respect to those who took the time out to listen or to watch my videos. And because of such, I am grateful. And with that, I like each and every comment, no matter if they disagree with me or they're apprehensive in understanding what I'm trying to say or the point I'm trying to get across. That's how I do it. I need to remind the public that again, my channel is not for everyone. My channel caters to people who are critical thinkers, people who understand, or people who who choose, to understand life, to understand the ways of many situations, that it's more than what meets the eye. People who are independent in thought, people who think carefully before they speak, people who are open to understanding, and people who believe in wisdom. That's who my channel is directed towards. Now, today I want to speak on a situation that has been taking place in the island and in many third world and developing countries. And what I want to speak on, it's in reference to Politrics Watch, who is, I would call him a crime fighter via information. He does crime fighting through providing the public with information about persons who are allegedly involved in criminal activities, persons who are associated with a lot of questionable characters, people who are involved in a life of crime, and all these kind of things. So he does basically try to solve crime through giving the public information and spreading great awareness to let them know how deep certain individuals are, whoever they be, and understanding the information that he has on them so he can bring it to the public so people can see for themselves what police officers has to deal with, and also citizens what they face on a daily basis, especially in at-risk or crime-ridden community. So I want to speak on understanding Politrics Watch versus understanding the mind of a killer. No, every single person has something that they have dealt with in their life that can make them or can break them. Every single person, at least once in their life, they have something that they deal with or they have experience that can either make them or break them. A lot of times, and I'm not here to speak on, before I go any further, I'm not here to speak on crime leading to poverty, poverty leading to crime, all those local nuances that people tend to push forward and say that lack of opportunity, lack of this, lack of that. I'm not going to get into it. I spoke on it before and stuff like that on other videos, and I'm just not interested in getting to that. I think it's really moist. The argument is played out, and everyone has come to the conclusion, critical thinkers, and realize that it's actually crime that leads to poverty in most cases in third world and developing countries. And with that being said, I move on. So I said that a lot of people, at least once in their life, they have a situation that they've experienced, which is very critical, very dangerous, very serious, and it can either make them or it can break them. What I see happening throughout my life, based on research and based on study, is that most persons who are committing a crime, that is heinous crime such as murder, those people have a crack. They have a crack. There's something that they experience while either young or in their adulthood that has pivot their way of thinking to jump to a life of crime as the best resort or as the best option in the end. I say that to say this. No, what I'm going to say to you is facts. It's based on my research, it's based on my study, and it's based on evidence that was presented to me. There is a female who goes by the name of K Griggs. Her husband was at the top, the head, when it in the Marine, and so she did an interview and she was speaking on it, and she was speaking on her husband, and she was speaking on the situation that members of the Marine, what they experience and stuff like that, and what they do. And she said when they're recruiting them, they one thing they always do is try to find a crack. A crack means a trauma that they have been through, whether it be the death of a parent, whether it be absent parent, whether it be poverty, whether it be an injury, an accident, the loss of a friend, the loss of a relative, something that triggers them. They try to find that something unsolved, something unresolved. That's what they do when they're recruiting persons. A lot of them don't know, some are aware. However, that's their procedure. When they find it, they stick to it right through your tenure. And that's what they use to carry you, to control you, to get you to do their bit, to get you to do what they want you to do. No, I'm not speaking on a person on a local level. I'm speaking on persons who are in a high ranking level and what they get persons like, for example, mercenary. If you don't know who a mercenary is, I best you consult Google or your favorite dictionary and you find out who a mercenary is. And these are people, she said they get them to go in countries to commit very dangerous crime. You can go into any country by night through water and they just appear on the land, they commit the crime and they take water and they disappear out of that country the same night. And they are charged with that responsibility. That's what they do. She even spoke on Haiti. One of the time, a premium example was Haiti and how they overthrow a lot of government and stuff like that, and spoke on who instigated a lot of murders being committed. And you would think that it has to do with the local persons, but it actually has to do with a foreigner who come or visit the island and commit certain crimes and they just disappear. So she broke it down. She broke it down and she went into detail after detail after detail and letting you know that the point I'm trying to establish is that these persons who are charged with such responsibility, they found a trauma. They found something that would crack them and they act upon it and use them to do their bidding by any means necessary. Now, when you look at crime in Jamaica and you look at killers, you look at people who commit murder, senseless murder, gang related murder, all these things, money related, especially in the lottery scamming and all of that. You find a lot of these people had a crack. A lot of them had a crack. I'm sorry. It is the same thing. But because theirs aren't structured, I would call them like blind soldiers or senseless soldiers. Because that's how a lot of them see themselves. I've spoken about it many years ago. I'm sorry. When I had this channel, I spoke about a lot of these guys. They consider themselves soldiers. And so when you're taking them out, you have to take them out like you're taking out a soldier because that's how they see themselves. So what when they join in gang, when they're committing these type of crime and stuff like that, there's a crack in them. Same procedure. They were abused, they lost their father, their mother, or absent parent, a family member, and stuff like that. And so they find themselves feel associated. It's energy, because like I said in so many times, that we exist in what? Flesh and time while we're on earth. Human beings exist in what? Flesh and time. And there's so many energies around us and it feeds off us all the energy, good and bad, positive, negative, all of that. Our brain send out the electromagnetic fields, and so it come back and it affects our emotions, and that's how we function. And so what happened with these people is that they try to find like-minded people like themselves, and so they join gang. And what gang recruiters do is that they know the crack. They aren't stupid. They know the crack. They have experienced it, so they find the crack that's in that younger person, that's in a person who is looking for a fatherly figure, brotherly figure, a mother who was there, who was never there, or that kind of person who you can trust, who you can feel alive with, who can give you that. It's like vampirism. I just spoken about this. It's like vampirism. They feed off the vulnerability. They feed off the hopelessness that's in you. They feed off the trauma that's in these individuals. And so they get them to do their bidding. So they pull them on a string like a puppeteer, and they feed them. Okay, I give you money if you go and do this over there because you want the money and stuff like that, or you want to be associated with someone knowing that they're going to be there for you all the time and stuff like that. You have jumped and you're prompt to do their bidding. So you start committing murder. They show you a way how you can relax. You take all sort of paraphernalia to relax the mind and stuff like that. I know Politrics Watch don't like to speak on it because he always say the Jamaican for Justice and all these kind of group woke activists, they always want to psychoanalyze criminals and psychoanalyze people. And when you check out a lot of these people, they were doing well or they were merely okay and stuff like that. But truth and in fact, you will find a bank manager that has a crack. And like I said, it can make you or it can break you. So let's say a lot of these people did not turn to a life of committing murders, but they're in a relationship and they're very abusive to their partner, or they're unable to function in the relationship. So with the we sick boss syndrome is active, it's alive. There's truth to it. They get people who are committing heinous crimes. They associate themselves with like-minded people, and because of such, they get a comfort. They're sitting down and they're feeding the energy that keeps them the trauma going and make them feel relaxed. It's like when you're on drugs and you get that relief. You take the drug and you get that relief. But just give yourself about 2 days or so for it to wear out your system. You're back and you're exposed. You have to face reality of what you have dealt with, the trauma. Many of them are rape victims. A lot of these men are also rape victims. They have to live with that. They can't speak on it clearly because you're living in a society that's very sensitive and very strict or very much against homosexuality. So even you being a victim of such acts, you can't open your mouth and speak on it. Not in your wildest dream, no matter how wild it is. And so this is what they live by. This is what they face. And because of such, they are prompt to commit crime. Am I making excuses? No. I am showing you a harsh reality that a lot of people are trying to very much to avoid. So let's say a gunman decide to hold up a taxi driver or hold up a vehicle with passengers or rob a lady on the street or an old woman or something like that. That crack in them is gone. It's gone. It's gone bad. It's way out beyond repair. There are people out there who are broken beyond repair. You can't fix them. You can't fix them. And that's where a lot of things take place. It takes place from the trauma that they have been through and they weren't able to make it. It broke them. And because it broke them, that's the reason for their behavior. Remember, it goes anywhere, it goes to any angle, It goes to any angle. Like I said, you don't have to be committing crime. You don't have to be killing people. You don't have to be robbing people. You don't have to be doing these kind of things. You can also be very abusive. You understand me? You can go about and be extremely disrespectful to just about anyone and not care. You understand me? So a lot of things. It's much like PTSD, yes. It's much like it. But guess what? How many persons out there are psychoanalyzing and giving treatment to a lot of people out there? I don't know of many. I don't know of many, and I don't know of it being free either. So this is what they have to deal with. This is what the society has to deal with. And so you have people out there. They untreated problems, they just live with it and just accept the reality and just decide that, listen, I'm going to find a part of my brain where I can put this aside, whether through smoking weed, whether through drinking, but I'm going to do what I have to do to survive. So I'm going to shoot a man, I'm going to rob a man, I'm going to join a gang and get some closure, some closeness. But as I said before, it wear off because you don't know how to deal with it and you can't escape that elephant in the room. That's a mighty elephant you just simply cannot ignore. And because they don't know how to deal with it, then they have to face the reality again. So they leave from one thing to the other, and then they start to take other drugs and they decide to take out people. I'm sure black man has a crack. I'm sure all the people around him and in his circle has a crack. Something that they have been through. They have been through something, and we can want to dance around it and skip fences all we want. But the truth of the matter is that there is a crack there. Mr. Politrics Watch, there is a crack there that's in them. And we tend to be very harsh on each other Black people tend to be extremely harsh and always walk around with this hyper masculinity that you can get over this, you can get over that. Man, your woman left you, you can get over this, man. Move on, man, and just move on, and don't know that people are really hurt. People are really hurt, and a lot of people exercise revenge. A lot of people express their pain that comes through damaging and destroying others, rather than seek the proper channels where they can speak to someone, probably an authoritative figure, someone in the position of counseling, someone in the position of ministry, who can give you some guidance and give you some words of encouragement. And it's not a one off thing or a one day thing, it's a continuous thing. And because of that, that's just because of that, they just refuse it. They don't want, they can't think clearly because their mind is not going in that direction. They're only function on a quick relief. And so their gang, their friends who are just as like minded as they, remember, this is a barrel, this is a melee, this is a group of people that are nothingness with them. And so what you think they're gonna is going to happen? They're gonna sit down and speak and we should stop and we should this and we should that and we should become functioning members of society and be of value to our nation. They're not going to think like that. Their next movie is the next hit. Who next as that guy who is doing life imprisonment for Lil Boosie? He tattooed it AK, and below the AK he said Boosie, who's next? On his body. Boosie, who's next for him to kill? So I'm just trying to show you how the mind of these killers work. There's a crack in them, similar to the Marie. There's a crack in them, and when the crack is discovered, it's played on constantly, and they use it to master, manipulate them into doing their bidding. You find the same thing that's happening in Jamaica. These guys have a crack that's unsolved. Some of them do not have anybody that's playing on it. Some of them just can't live with it. They can't cope with whatever it is that they went through, and they can't necessarily speak on it because they were trained and groomed to ignore it, to move on, to just get over it and stuff like that. They were trained and groomed like that, and because of such, you are not, you have to release it. It's like it's like, remember, these things are waste. So you have to release it. It's just like physical waste from the body. It has to come out. It has to come out. So it's the same thing, the mental trauma that you experience, the emotional, physical trauma that you experience, it has to be released. And you were told by ignorant men and women who are elders of the society that, you're a man, you're this, you're that, you don't speak on me, you move on, you this, you that. And the third, that's why I commended Vegas when he was speaking on his son and the situation that his son went through. I commend Queen Africa so much for her bravery to speak on her truth. You understand me? I commend Tanya Stevens, I commend these people. Yeah, they are ostracized and they say a lot of things that we don't like, but we have to give credit where credit is due. These are people who speak openly on what they are going through, because they could easily well take up the gun. But speaking constantly about it, it gives you a release. See, the waste is coming out. It gives them a release. It's not going to fix overnight or make you feel better all the time, but at least you get some relief, which doesn't come through harming others. And this is what I want the mass of the public to understand. When you're dealing with these people who are killers, who are this, who are that, there is always a crack. That's why you find a lot of people have this extreme sympathy, and people are calling them kerosene, or even if it's a well educated woman, they will call her a kerosene or something like that, or an intelligent woman. They will say she's a kerosene because she has a weakness, in quote, a weakness for these type of individuals and stuff. Yes, there are people out there who are mentally ill themselves, so they're drawn to the negatives. They're not going to do it, but in every aspect of it, you can realize that there are people out there who are drawn to this negative environment and negative energy. But for the most part, I'm speaking on those who are empathetic, empathetic towards these people. It's because they understand what these people are going through. They understand what they went through, and they simply succumb. They are alive, but they are like walking dead. They are alive, but they are like walking dead, because all that they went through is there, and it's just not leaving them alone. It's not leaving them alone. It's like this movie that I watched. I think it was called Evil Angel, something like that, where there's a hopper. There's an evil force, and it's a hopper. It moves from one body to the other. It moves from one woman to the other, and they always go through a trauma where they were beyond, almost died, and they came back. And when they came back, it's someone else. You understand me? And in the end, it was in another female. It was in one of the policeman, her female, his female friend, and he picked it up. He picked up in the end. He picked up that it was someone else that's in her. The entity was in her, and he said, "You are not going to leave me alone, are you?" And she said, she answered, she said, "No, but I'll have some fun with you later." So he knew, you understand me? He knew that that spirit existed and it was in his friend. No, she came back and it was in his friend. You understand me? So I'm saying that to say this: people have succumbed. They have succumbed. They're like zombies. They have succumbed to whatever it is that they went through. They haven't overcome it. They haven't surpassed it. They haven't, and they have to release it. And so they release it through murdering people like it's nothing. Because what? They become a problem of their own self, and so they get pleasure from killing people. They become psychopath. You understand me? We don't use that word too often in Jamaica because we just consider another man out there a senseless idiot or a bad man or a thug who want to kill people because he want money, he want money, he want money. No, they're psychopath. They're psychotic. They have mental illness. It leads to madness. It leads to a break. I remember rapper King Von. This guy was speaking on him, and he said, King Von got up. The rapper King Von, who was killed, he got up in the morning and he wanted to go out and just kill people. He wanted to go out and literally kill people. That was his thing. He just enjoyed doing it. And the guy was like, we got up in the morning, we haven't even brushed our teeth, and this guy come on, he wants to go kill somebody before midday. Do you understand me? So that's what I'm saying. And when you study the life of King Von, he had faced many challenges as a child growing up and stuff like that. But like I said, the race is not for the swift nor the battle for the strong, but those who can endure to the end. A lot of people are very, I wouldn't say weak. A lot of people have given because they didn't have the force within them or the drive to overcome obstacles and to move on. And so they succumb to it and they become this monster in the society that you have no choice than to put down because it becomes a beast, a juggernaut. You understand me? But it's not for some reason it's not going. It's going into self-destructive mode, but at the same time it's destroying other people and the lives of other people. So that's all I have to say on it. And as I said, I'm not speaking from opinion. I'm speaking from facts. I've researched this. I've looked into it, and this was my finding when I came and I saw what was in front of me. That a lot of these people are really sick, and people are harsh on this society and not really encouraging people to speak on what they're going through. And when they do, they call them a liar, like what they do to Queen Africa immediately and all these kind of things. They even said it to Vegas that he was lying because you understand me, it was an entire situation. People say that people are lying and if they don't speak on it, I even heard Foottype spoke recklessly that if you don't talk who did it, you're a lie. That means you enjoyed it. That is one of the most evil, unconscientious things someone could ever fix their mouth and say. If you don't speak on who sexually molests you and call their name, it means that you enjoyed it at it. I mean, can you imagine when those abusers sit down and hear you talk? Can you imagine people who are deeply misguided? The same people who go through their trauma and want to push it on others. Can you imagine when they sit down and listen to that kind of speech? What it does, it propel all the evil in them to act out, and because they're going to start convincing themselves that this girl liked it or this little boy liked it because he's not going to talk who did it or is not going to say. You understand me? Dangerous information, dangerous things are being posted on social media. But that's all I want to say on the subject matter. Is very sensitive. Like I said, my channel is not for everyone. You can see what you want about it. But like I said, I've researched, I've collected my findings, and I've come to the understanding that all these people have a crack in them. There is a crack somewhere. There is a crack somewhere. But at the end of the day, I'm not justifying anybody. We are trying to find a way where you can stop something before it starts. That's what we're trying to get at. Stop something before it starts. Something that can help to dwindle the crime. You understand me? And I just pray and hope for a better Jamaica. We are all trying. He's Sir P and Politrics Watch and others that come out after him, so many others. I commend them all the time. I commend them all the time, and I said that listen, these people are doing what they have to do to help. And so I have to come and try to give information to see how I can help just the same. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. God bless you.